is news and entertainment. This relentless. Bitch on game. Hey, bitch on game. Hey, relentless.
All right, welcome to the Cole and Dre Show. I'm Cole,
and this is Dre. What it do, world?
All right, so today we got Tony to my right.
What up?
We got Rob to my left.
What's up?
Welcome.
For some reason, I forgot the name of y'all company. I can't believe it.
Homebuyers Texas.
Homebuyers of Texas.
HBT, man.
HBT, man. I apologize. That's kind of unprofessional.
Let's blame it on my co-host, man. See, I
ultimate
told y'all he wasn't ready.
So
I told y'all.
He ain't ready.
So these guys, these are wholesalers, man, real wholesalers. And the difference between real and fake to me is, are you making any money with what you do? They in the same office every day. This is literally what they do. They ain't calling themselves wholesalers. They really make money off of what they do. Tony over here has 3 books and got another one on the way. Now, Rob said he had no books and doesn't have one on the way. So, this is Tony.
I don't think that's what he said.
That ain't what I said.
I know that's not what
I
he
said. I got 3 books.
He said he has 3 books.
But I thought he was joking.
No.
Oh, you really have 3 books?
Yeah, totally.
The man said he had 3 books, man.
I had a book since 07, man.
Really? What was the name of the book in 07?
I Think Myself Happy.
Huh?
I Think Myself Happy.
I Think Myself. Before we get into Home Buyers of Texas and the wholesaler, I got to know a little bit about their books. Now, I got Rob book over here. I'm sorry, Tony book. And I probably read about a couple of chapters. It's actually pretty good.
Hold on. Why just a couple of chapters?
I've been having stuff to do, man.
Okay. I just want.
I mean, and that's now you're making me feel bad because I was actually into the book.
Let's finish. Let's go ahead. Carry on.
So, you know what, Dre?
Yeah, it was one of them days.
Man, hold on. This man's telling us about his first book, I Think Myself Happiness.
Let's hear it.
I Think Myself Happy?
Well, I Think Myself Happy. So it's a motivational memoir I wrote back in 2007. It got motivation in it. It got poetry in it. It got my life in it. Dope read. And then Tony and I wrote a book as well, Wholesaling for Profits, which is a real estate book that we both wrote together. And then I have another book that I just finished. It's called Changing Strings. And Changing Strings is a novel that I wrote, 380-page novel for kids. It's a decision-making novel for kids. And it's going to affect the world, and, man, it's going to be dope. It should come out probably in December, but it's ready right now, but it's going to totally take over.
So it's helping kids make decisions?
Decision-making novel for kids.
Hell, most adults can't make decisions.
They need to read it too.
So I was gonna say, so you might need to say this is not just for kids.
Hey, where can we find these books at so they'll know, man? So the crowd audience know where do we find these books at?
I mean, you can find both of them on Amazon.
Amazon, okay.
Yeah, on Amazon.
Okay.
You can also call in and order direct. Mr. _I buy houses on Instagram. So follow me and Tony B for Profits, my business partner. So y'all can follow me. Get the book online.
Y'all go support that, man.
Man, support that. So Tony, tell us about your books.
I mean, so, I have just as him, mentioned the Wholesaler for Profits, wrote that about early last year, actually.
Okay.
And released it. It's specifically geared towards real estate investing, wholesaling, specifically the entree into doing other real estate deals to eventually build generational wealth. There's also, I have My Daily Bread. It's a 151-day read. You read it, but it's like 300-something pages. Basically, it's more of a devotional hybrid / inspirational book. More so about just basically setting the morning routine. How do you clear your mind and get your mind ready to execute for the day, basically. And I give my take on a variety of different things.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No problem.
With that being said, how do you set your day?
For me, I typically wake up 4:35 in the morning.
Okay,
every morning.
Yeah, that's too early.
Yeah, each person have their own.
You got a few hours. If I get up early, but
exactly. Some people just get up and go to work. For me, I have a routine. I pray, I meditate, listen to a few different podcasts and so forth. Spend a little time with my kids, get them ready for school, and then I go and execute my day. So it's a routine for me. I think that's the best way to start your day.
Rich man lifestyle.
Yeah, well,
So what time you put the hat on every day? What time you put the hat on every day? What has been the schedule?
Oh, okay.
I have never seen Tony without the hat.
Okay, he said you wore it every day, so I wouldn't know was that in the schedule. You know what I'm saying?
So hey, man, I'm telling you.
I wear when I show up here. How about that?
Okay, cool. We got a real Texas in the house.
So just so y'all know, Tony is in the same building with us. And you know, they're on the 3rd floor.
Yep.
And I've never seen him without the hat. When I see him in the parking lot, the hat is on.
Okay.
When I see him in his office, the hat is on. I have never seen him without the hat.
You just telling the folks that's not for show, folks. It's real me.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Bet.
I was just asking.
No, that's what's up. Hey, so the other one, basically, you know, we released it in December. You know, well, I'm sorry, my Daily Bread was also released early, like November, and then I released it a collab with Les Brown, Johnny Winfrey, and Heather Monahan.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Yeah. We released that one in December as well. So, you know, we're just excited about it. I donated all the proceeds to my books to, you know, I had a friend, you know, had a tragic accident. His wife and his son died, you know, tragically when they were on vacation. And, you know, I donated all of the proceeds to, you know, a scholarship for black youth.
Man, that's all right.
That's very noble of you.
That's all right.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
That's good. I can respect that.
So man, in writing these books, man, what kind of space you got to be in to write a book like that? Like what kind of space you got to be in? Where did that motivation come from?
Go ahead, Rob.
I mean, for me, my motivation was kids. I used to be a principal at a school out in Crosby, Texas. I was one of the vice principals there for going on 14 years. So you know,
was you a mean principal? Was you a cool principal?
I was
What kind
a
of
cool.
principal
I
was
was
you,
a
man?
cool.
I wouldn't want to go to his
Hey,
office.
I was the one with the iron fist with the velvet glove.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
I can take that. I can take
Iron
that.
fist with the velvet glove. But kids dying, man, motivated me. Kept having kids die, whether they was making you know, bad decisions, being with the wrong people, hanging with the wrong crowds, just doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. So, you know, for me, it was every time a kid died motivated me to write more. I know that sounds bad, but that was my motivation was kids getting in trouble and just, you know, trying to help them to see a different light.
Man, that's dope. That's dope, man. We need more of that around this mug because
So-
kids nowadays, man, they
And these kids are no worse than we were.
They
at our
probably
time.
weren't, but it just seemed like it.
No,
man.
the thing-
It just
no,
seemed
no,
like it.
the-
Maybe you're right, but it just seemed
Here's
like
the thing, though. This is what I have to explain to people. All you have to do is go back and do the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and look at the murder rates, you look at the violent crimes in our era, in the 80s and 90s, way worse than today. The difference is social media. So the news is far more in your face consistently, and it makes it look like it's worse than what it really is.
I think this, Cole. I think the difference is the kids, to me, don't have the common sense we had. We was able to go outside, bump our head, you know, run and play, don't come in, tell. So we learned those survival skills. These kids these days, they don't have the survival skills that it takes to be able to just, you know what I'm saying?
I think we
survive.
To get that access, you had to get off the sidewalk. Like you
Yeah.
get to actually get on the streets
Porch.
now.
Gotta get
Nowadays, the porch is the living room now. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
your room, you can
you know,
can never leave your
That's
room.
sad.
because the moment you come outside, it's right there for you. Like you know what I'm saying? And everybody allowing anybody to get in it.
Yeah.
Like because back then anybody couldn't just be in that game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You had to be. You know, somebody brought you in, and you were just a stiff enough dude to be like, all right, this for you. But nowadays, here you go, and we out here now. And that's what I feel like the difference is for
Convoluted.
me. You know what I'm saying? For me,
I tell you a sad story. And
kids not really being allowed to grow, man. It's woo.
Yeah, I have a sad story to tell. And
How
it's,
sad though?
Well, it's not.
Hopefully not too
It's sad.
sad, man.
It's sad because I feel bad about it personally.
Right.
My son's 15, and I had to just teach him how to ride a bike at 15.
Oh wow.
Now, a big part of
That's
that.
sad.
Pretty sad.
That's right.
That's
But
pretty
now I have no bones about. You know, I left when he was 4.
Hold
I
on.
came back. He was 13.
You ain't put
So-
him on training wheels, did you? Talking about some 15?
Nah, I just told him, get your ass out here. Come on. I said, hey man, come on out here. Let's go.
Can he drive?
Huh? He can drive, but he can ride a
can
bike.
ride a bike. Wow.
I've taught him how to drive already, but so and the
You
reason
said
I say
somebody
that,
be like, okay, I understand. You said right.
but the reason I say it's such a sad story is because he has so many other friends that don't know how to ride bikes.
Damn.
And
Kids
just
don't
think
come
about
outside,
that.
though.
We all knew how to ride a bike. That's just
That's just
fix
common.
them.
This,
Take them apart, put them back
Yeah.
together.
this is what you do.
Couldn't go
Damn.
nowhere without them patches just in case you get a flat. But
I ain't
don't think
taught him
kids
how to
come
change the
outside
flat
my
yet. He
kids.
clueless.
My kids, they they suburban kids. They don't really, they in the house. They
You don't force them to do anything. Go
I mean,
outside.
I try, but
Come
you
in
know,
before the
they-
street lights go.
right.
Come
They
on.
just
He's gotten much better now. Like he.
Yeah.
I remember when I first came home and he first moved with me, and he was in there arguing. I'm like, what the hell is he arguing with? I mean, like he having a full blown argument. I said, who is that? Oh, that's my friend. I say, where he at? He from Nebraska. I say, well, how you know him? Oh, we've been friends for like 5 years on the game. You don't know this dude, man. Tell us you arguing. You ain't never seen him, man. Have you ever met him?
I ain't never had no friends on the game, but I'd have had them arguments on the game.
Yeah.
I'd have been playing bad, and I'd hear dude, mama come up, baby, you gotta go. He's like, no, mom, I'm playing the game. Like, it's real. So yeah, I feel him on that.
I don't even know how to play, man. I knew a long time ago when I broke my Tecmo Bowl curse. When I say a curse, because I would play Tecmo Bowl for 12, 15, 16 hours
Everybody
at a time.
did. If you from that area.
And so
you from
I
that area, you definitely
said,
did.
man, I gotta get off of this, man.
Get the feel.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. But that's good inspiration, man. Like I said, I mean, the kids, they're the future, and they got to understand that they're the future. So, I can tip my hat to anybody that's taking the time out to reach back, give back, motivate. You know what I'm saying? I definitely tip my hat to that. So, you know what I'm saying? Greatly appreciate it. Much needed.
So before we get into y'all wholesaling, did you guys write your books? Because I'm actually writing a book right now, and I needed help. So did y'all actually write? You self-published, self-wrote?
Yeah. So I didn't self-publish, but I did self-write. So the thickest book I have, I wrote that over a course of I was posting on social media like every single day from like a January to June, and basically I took those writings. I'm kind of long-winded, so I take those writings and then I made those writings into a book, which that's my daily bread. In the other book, Power of Mental Wealth with Les Brown and those guys, I wrote chapter 5. I wrote one chapter in that particular book. So yeah, and then I have another book that's about to be released. It's called Beating the Odds. That's more about how I overcame certain things and my perspective on certain things and how I've excelled. So. Okay. Yeah.
So,
well, let's get into y'all company then, man, because
I know a little something about it. I want to hear about it.
Right.
Well, I see a lot of people. I get the question a lot. People call me and ask me, how should I go into real estate? Everybody thinks they see. I think because I'm a pretty simple person. People think like
you pretty simple.
I'm definitely simple.
Who told you that?
Huh?
You simple? Who told you that?
Me. I'm telling you, I'm a pretty simple. See y'all listen. Okay. So because I'm a pretty simple, normal guy. What ends up happening is a lot of people look and say, okay, if I can do it, they can do it. And I believe that to be true. You know what I mean? Like literally I do. I believe it to be true. And my advice, the first thing I tell them when they, people want to get into real estate is I say, I think you need to start wholesaling. Because the one thing you'll learn in wholesaling is actually how to structure a deal. And I think that's the most important part of real estate. If you don't have a lot of money or you don't have the best credit, and even if you do, you have to understand the structure of a deal to know it makes sense. Would you guys agree with that?
Absolutely.
And I think you learn structuring of a deal in wholesaling better than anything because the margins are slim. And so you're able to assess a deal and say, okay, based on the based on the appraisal, the CMA, the cumulative market analysis, however you want to utilize that, based on the market value of this property, I need to be at 60%, 65%. I need to be at 70%. So you start to understand where people will be able to buy this, where you can make a profit at, and you start to understand the different tiers of who's going to buy at 60, who's going to buy at 65, who's going to buy at 70, who will buy at 75, who will go up to 80. It's very rare in wholesaling I've seen somebody go past 80, but it happens, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. So what did you guys approach? Because I've seen that you've had several students come in. I know you guys were teaching a class at one time. I don't know if you're still doing that. But what's your approach to somebody that has no clue about wholesaling? How do you guys start them off?
So for us, basically, education is really key. A lot of times we attract folks to wholesaling through our educational platform. And we actually was just recording the course right before we came up here. So the thing is really understanding why you want to do it. This is the part of real estate where you don't have to use your own money, you don't have to have credit, or you don't have to have a realtor's license in most cases in order to do this. So it attracts a lot of folks, good and bad, because some folks are in it just for the money. Some folks are, just looking, attracted to the sexiness of real estate, right? So it attracts a lot of folks. But if you're properly trained, that means understanding how to properly negotiate and create win-win situations for every party. That means the buyer, yourself, and the seller. For the neighborhood, obviously, make sure the end buyer, plans to do something with the particular property that's going to beautify the neighborhood or raise values, right? And also just kind of overall understanding how to properly evaluate a property, the numbers, and then eventually how to get rid of that property. So I would say that's what's new to someone coming into this particular field is to educate yourself and get with someone that's actually truly have receipts on their success.
Okay.
Makes sense. So what do you say to somebody like me that don't know nothing about wholesaling, don't know much about wholesaling?
Get educated, like I just said.
Right?
But
Get educated,
go ahead,
come to your
Rob.
spot.
So
come
this
you get the class.
Because this is my thing on getting educated. I mean, like, I believe it's three things in anything you do in life.
Okay.
One, if you want to be successful at something, you don't know. If you don't know, you got to learn, right?
Absolutely.
Get educated, right?
You got to learn.
Two, you're unwilling or you're unable. No more. You can't tell me nothing else. Outside that, your ass lazy. You don't want to put no work in. You're not trying to make
Facts.
nothing happen.
That's
you're
about anything.
Unwilling or you unable. Because
Right.
once you know, it's over with. Once you
No
even have an
excuses.
idea of an understanding of how do I get to learn and educate myself. So I think what Dre is saying is on his part. Well, if he's saying for somebody like him, you saying educate yourself. Where do I start?
No,
Right, that's
yeah.
what I'm
I mean,
asking.
So here it is. I got it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, where do I get the motivation to go want to go do it? Because you said it's not about the money. If I'm in it for the money, or if I'm in it for just the sex of the job, like, okay, where do I
Right.
get that motivation? Let me go wholesale some house. Like, where's
So
that?
look,
Hold on before you
Right.
say anything. At what point is it not about the money?
Right.
I mean,
No,
I gotta know this part.
So
That's what I want.
Yeah.
So there's
I
caveats to
like
that.
a lot of stuff, but I don't love you know what I'm saying?
Of
I
course,
like things.
of
I
course.
don't love things.
So,
like, you know.
so I said a lot of folks are attracted to wholesaling specifically
Right.
just for the money, and I get you got to make money to make it make sense to do business the right way and so forth to excel, and that's the whole reason for sticking you there. But beyond that, you have to define yourself in that particular professional. If you claim yourself as a real estate professional,
Right.
because as soon as you come in, you start to transact, you're considered, a real estate investor, right?
Right.
Everybody's calling themselves investor, but most folks haven't invested in anything.
Right.
So invest in education, invest in yourself, and invest in truly making yourself a real estate professional. So how do you get in touch? I mean, he just mentioned his Instagram. I mean, there's a lot of folks on social media these days promoting they do this and promoting they do that. You can see not just by what's on Instagram, you can actually look up profiles of like us, our company, and see some of the the business that we actually do.
Right.
Read reviews and so forth. So do your research. There's a lot on YouTube University. There's many of
YouTube
folks.
University, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, you can
Man,
educate
man.
yourself on YouTube University.
My 11-year-old taught me about YouTube University because they go to YouTube for everything.
Everything.
I locked my back at one time. Daddy, go to YouTube. I got you, baby. Got me right up in that thing.
Did it help you out?
Yeah.
It worked?
Definitely.
All right, bet.
That's crazy because I tell people that about credit. I tell them that, hey man, can you help me get funding? Yeah, but listen, man, just go to YouTube and figure out exactly what bureau everybody pulling, and
That's
find out
crazy.
what banks are giving this.
That's crazy.
I mean, I can do it for you. I'm gonna charge you. I don't want to charge you. I really don't have time to do it.
Right.
Like no lie, I made $25,000 off a dude a couple of weeks ago, and after I'm telling him, listen, do this. Well, can you just do it for me?
He wanted it done.
Say, listen, man, I got you.
See?
I can get you $100,000 here in 45 minutes.
See?
But I'm gonna charge you.
See?
I'm telling you what to do.
So
But-
that's that one of the ones you should have got educated because he could have went to YouTube University.
And not only that, I
got
told him the
educated
sites to go
and
to.
saved himself $25.
I gave him all of the YouTubers to go to. I said, go
Well, the
here,
deal
go
is
here,
people
go here.
want to be able to ask questions. They I can listen to YouTube all day.
Right.
If you one of those people who are hands on, you know what I'm saying, you're kinesthetic.
Because everybody learn different.
Yeah, everybody learn
learn
different. So some people want. I can't ask a question. I'm stuck.
Right.
You ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You stop your whole process because you couldn't ask a question. So.
Right.
I think most of the fear of people is when I get to this part I don't know, then
What's
I
next?
don't
shut
want to
down.
go to YouTube. I can go to it, but
What's next?
Yeah, most people just shut down.
I'm like that. In a
Shut
sense,
down.
I'm like that.
Yeah.
When I don't know, I just want to know who know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to
Exactly.
sit here and watch. Like I tell
But
people,
everybody ain't got the connections to call somebody that know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody
True,
can't pick
facts.
the phone and call somebody because
I agree.
your contact list is pretty, exquisite. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
That
I
you
ain't
can pick
gonna
up and call, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got that contact list. You know what I'm saying? So,
Man, I got Mayweather.
I just,
phone,
yeah,
man.
facts.
you
I used the word exquisite.
I know
deep.
everybody that know Mayweather. I met him, but we don't hang out. You know what I'm saying? We don't hang
Hold
out
on.
like that.
Can you call?
I'm sure I can get to him today without a problem. I mean, stay down with him,
Here
Jay
we go.
with him,
Hey.
Red Boy with him. I mean,
You just
so you
heard
know,
me
I mean,
say I
it's
can
sure.
get to him today.
Today.
You said I can get to
Yeah,
him
today.
today, right now.
Yeah.
We can't.
I like clean work.
You know what,
We
man?
call that working clean
I
right
don't
here.
even know.
We call that working clean around here. Man, back to
getting
the
off the
business,
subject,
man. Back to
man.
the business, man. That's what you do. Back to the business, man.
Because I think a lot of people, like me personally, I learn backwards a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
What does that
When
mean?
I really start,
What does that mean?
I teach.
So
I get it.
When I learned real estate, when I really got it, I went in. I learned from this guy Raymond, right? So I tell you, I was selling cars, and he came, to buy a car at the time. He wanted a Navigator for his wife. Well, I can't get a whole story. Long story short, long story short, he had 15 grand. At that time, I said, hey man, I can get this deal done for you, but this paperwork only gonna show $5,000. I'm putting 10 in my pocket. As long as you okay with that, you're driving off today. I can tell y'all that because it's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That was when the car business was great.
And he was cool. with that?
They got.
Raymond-
he was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody couldn't get it done.
Okay.
Raymond just didn't know he still owed that 10 to that Navigator, huh?
Oh, he knew it.
Okay.
One thing about me, I'm gonna be 100, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna be brutally honest. Say, man, this is going in my pocket. This is what this is right here. Now, of course, one of our guys, one of our car guys. I don't even speak his name right now.
Let's not.
Yeah, but he called. He can't do that. So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give y'all some good game on air. If the car dealership gives you a contract, that is a binding document. That is why they only give you the odometer statement when you leave, because they have to wait until that deal gets funded. Because if they give you that contract, if they can't get that deal done, they're gonna have to get that deal done. That's your car at that point.
Right.
You got some payments still, but they got to get that deal done. So I told him, hey, tell him what I just gave you. He said, what is that? A contract. You got a full contract. So if I can't get this deal done, you're going to keep that car anyway.
Right.
That's how it was back then anyway. So long story short, he said, hey, man, if you have anybody, you look at credit every day. If you have anybody that doesn't have a house on their credit, take a look, tell them you can build them a house or you can get them a house. Okay. So I had somebody come in and was looking. They told me they wanted to build them a house. I'm like, cool. I know a guy who could do that. So I sent them to him. He built them a house. He gave me $12,000, probably about 4 or 5 months later. I said, man, what the hell did this man make that he could get me 12 grand? That blew me away. Like, man, it's the referral. I sent him another one. Gave me $15,000. I quit immediately. It was over with. The day he gave me that check, I knew I need to know what you know.
Right.
I no longer want to do this.
Right.
The cars is too slow. I want to know what you know. Because you know something I don't know.
So the money pulled you in.
Yeah, the money. That's why I understand what Tony was saying. It shouldn't be all about the money. No,
Hey,
it's all about the money.
I just wanted to hear this because I knew that's what he was thinking.
Listen.
It's all about the
You
money.
could have seen the look on his
Okay,
face.
let me clarify. So
Please clarify.
So I get it. You're a hustler. We all hustlers to some degree, right? I mean, you got like 10 businesses in one shop, right?
Facts. Shot,
So
you called it
I respect
You know what?
that. But
I'm
most folks are not gonna, are just about the money. Most folks are, obviously money is important, but I mean, as far as to consider yourself a professional in something, to look for, longevity in something, it has to be something beyond the money. And sometimes you don't discover that until you're in the midst of it and seeing the people that you're helping, and it becomes your duty at some point.
So to me,
it becomes greater than the money.
So to me, it's about purpose.
Right.
Okay, I can say it's
duty.
about purpose.
When you align with your purpose, I mean, the money is gonna come. Just like what you do, Cole. You affect a lot of people. Me, when I go speak, when we go speak, when we do different seminars, we affect a lot of people. We make a lot of money as well, but we affect a lot of people. So when it becomes about purpose, then you're able to line everything up, and it just works. It just works.
Right. And let me just also kind of clarify. You mentioned it earlier. We don't necessarily call ourselves wholesalers. Wholesaling is part of our company and one of the things that we do.
Okay.
I also loan money to developers. We also flip. So we do a lot of things under the umbrella and scope of real estate. But more than that, in my belief, we help people. We create opportunities, but also through that and through our good energy and everything, we gain opportunities.
I'm glad you said that because I forgot what he just said.
Well, he said something real I want to touch on before your point. I like
go
what he
ahead.
said about the point where he said, when y'all allow, see what type of people y'all coming in, what are their plans for this, the property they're buying, whatever it is they're buying.
Right.
Like, touch on that a little bit, because like you.
Well, I mean, just for example, so I mean, there's so much. Obviously, the big touchy subject right now is gentrification.
Right. That's why
it's something we can't prevent. Something we can't, shy away from. Like my guy Chris Senegal. He just, I don't know if you know anything about his Buy the Block project, but he took a old grocery store in the neighborhood.
Homestead project.
Yeah.
I just met with a councilwoman. She was telling me about that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah. I mean, stuff like that, just trying to keep folks in their neighborhood, figure out ways, creative ways to, keep folks in their neighborhoods at affordable rates for them and offset their costs by possibly commercial property, owning commercial property that will offset those particular expenses for those residents that's been there for years. We're talking seniors for the most part, so, and then also develop new development around that, which attract, say newer black professionals that grew up in the neighborhood, may make them want to come back to the neighborhood.
We got some black dollars out there. So
absolutely.
I like that.
So what do you think about that though? Because I think a lot of people, a lot of black professionals, I'm looking at what's happening in Fifth Ward, and it's really not black professionals coming back. It's more urban, the more youthful whites that are actually moving into the neighborhood. It's funny because I couldn't believe that.
So we gotta take a break.
I ain't gonna do that, man. I know I said I was not gonna bring the phone.
So this is nothing but this is a cold phone ringing segment right now. Who's calling today, Cole?
Yeah.
Who we got? Was that Mayweather?
This dude here, man.
I mean, but I think gentrification is inevitable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think gentrification is inevitable. I mean, you can try to, the Buy Black the Block initiative. I'm with it. I'm with pro-black. I want to see my people do good. I want to see them stay in the community or whatever. But how do you stop a gentrification? Because let me tell you something. Say, for instance, you buy a property, okay? Mm-hmm. And I sell it to you. Okay, you're a black man. I sell it to you. You're a flipper. You put it on the market. You can't say who's going to buy that property,
right?
Because when it's laws in place that you don't even know who's on the other side of the contract. So you can say, well, you sell it to somebody black and they sell it to somebody black.
Yeah, you can't discriminate, but what you can do is encourage folks to buy back into the neighborhood by making it more attractive and just creating an opportunity for them to do so.
Side, basically.
On the residential side as well. You can do development.
Okay.
Build townhomes, make it more attractive.
Well,
you can't say who can buy.
That going on now, like some of y'all maybe Boss Life Construction. Whatever.
Yeah.
We're kind of doing that now, but I mean, like I said, you got all type of people coming in. First time something available, it's
gone.
And now we look up at something. They're doing, we're doing, but it's changing.
You can't control it.
You can't.
And also, you have to understand, and you have to. I think you have to understand the changing of the mentality.
Mentality, for sure.
The mentality has changed. It's not about you have different places like in Chicago and even parts of Boston and parts of New York where it's really segregated. They're far more segregated than we are in the South.
I mean, but
I've seen that. So what I'm saying is though,
from a financial segregation, like what I'm saying, like they pricing you out basically, like what I'm saying.
And that's what's happening here though. That's what I'm saying. So when we talk about gentrification, and you can't control who's going to purchase a property because now you got $300,000 properties right here in the bottom in Fifth Ward.
Right.
Who can buy that?
Right.
What I mean, you got to look at it, especially the seniors that's been there. They can't afford it.
I didn't even say nothing about that, Carl. Go ahead.
I mean, most of those can't afford it, and
don't like you can afford to miss that call because you picking at that phone. The money phone, get the ring, it's time to go.
Money phone, man.
Hustler, true hustler.
So I'll give you a perfect example. I built a house over in City Gas for a teacher probably 15, 20 years ago, right?
Right.
And this particular teacher wanted to sell his house. I want to sell it to somebody black, and what ended up happening is, and I asked him, and this is when you say it ain't about the money. Now, when I built this house for him and sold it to him, it was a small house. We probably built the house in 3 months, less than 3 months. And I think his price on that house was $120,000. Well, he just got $280,000 for it.
Right.
And they wasn't black. So I say, what happened? Hey man, they came with it. Oh, okay.
But
facts. It would have been a lot more.
Facts, but just as well as someone of the white or whomever came to buy it, that could also be a black person, professional coming in to buy it. So you have to encourage more professionals to come back and buy the block, buy the neighborhoods.
So what do you say somebody that got that house that he only paid $124 and somebody's offering him $280? What do you say to that person? Like, do you tell them to?
I mean,
what do you say to that person?
Hey, I can't demotivate somebody. I can't tell someone not to try to take an offer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, business is business. I get it. You can't stop it for the most part, right? So, but what I'm saying is for those particular opportunities to where you can encourage someone to buy in their neighborhood, to own property, to stop renting, to actually start owning stuff. You know, that's all you can do, and hopefully they buy places that they grew up.
Well, this is what I hate.
Okay.
I hate when us as blacks, we say, hey, give me the property at a discount. No, sell it to me. I'm black. Sell it to me. I'm black.
Right.
Like then we sell them the property, then they flip it, they put it on the market, then they don't know who buying it.
Right.
So I sold it to you because you was black at a discount.
Right.
I could have sold it to him. Help my daughter got to go to school too.
Right.
He was offering $18,000 more than you, but because you black, I supposed to sell it to you because you black. You know what I'm saying? Then you go turn around, flip it, and you put it on the market, and you don't know who buying it. And somebody who buying it ain't black.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I'm saying you ain't selling. Y'all just selling it to Arabs, and we get a lot of that when we assign properties and wholesale properties. People will come back and they'll say, "Well, y'all ain't selling it to no black investors, or you buying it third ward, and you just letting it go to the highest bidder."
Like I said, it was
It's
a touchy
business.
subject,
It's
so a
business.
lot of folks have various opinions on it.
It's
but
business,
you asked
right.
me kind of specifically, you know, well, what can you do to beautify the neighborhood or whatever.
Right.
Just make sure the end person has a plan whom you're selling it to beautify the neighborhood, bring up values, and create, in some cases,
you have no
create
way out.
That's easy to
opportunities
say.
for,
That's
for
easy
people
to
to
say.
move
But how
back.
you gonna vet the people that?
Yeah, you can't.
How you gonna make sure they do that?
Right.
You can't make sure anyone does anything,
That-
but I mean, you
exactly.
can.
Right.
But again, it's not a one solution fix all the problems
so
or
do
whatever.
You think we need to be raising more black developers so black developers can come in and develop?
That's what I'm
property?
saying. Educate. Obviously, I mean, if we're talking about going with a black agenda and keeping things, keeping urban neighborhoods urban or whatever, right? So we have to. You have to be able to afford to do it.
Right.
I think
Right.
it starts with economic empowerment and education.
I agree.
At the
I agree
bottom
with
of the
that.
map.
I agree
We
with
start at the bottom, then we will eventually get there. We're
Right.
not going to get there for a minute, but we will eventually get there. I mean, and by that time, we may be gentrified all the way.
Right.
But still, now we got the knowledge, we got the understanding. And like in Dallas, they got a suburb in Dallas. I can't think of it right offhand, but it's a black community. And that's all that stay. Yeah, that's all that stay in that community, and it's beautiful.
Is it Duncanville? No, it's not Duncanville.
No, it's by Duncanville.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's by
I've
Duncanville,
seen that.
but it's beautiful. So what I'm saying is,
I'm looking like
educate.
that too, though.
Humble is like that. I mean,
Humble like that too.
Humble's. I don't know if
It's on
Humble's
that. I'm on that
predominantly
same
black.
list that I seen. That
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're on their
definitely.
top
Yeah,
10 black excellence
Definitely.
list.
Really?
I stand on
when you look throughout
Okay,
the
yeah,
country,
yeah.
Humble is on
Yep.
there, and you have a lot of professionals that have moved to Humble that are doing extremely well there.
Right, definitely.
Your phone taking over the show.
Hey, I gotta go get this. Excuse me, 1 second. Y'all keep going.
Money phone pausing, man. We got the money.
Nah, don't pause it. Keep going.
You gotta pause, man. You can't just get up and leave in the middle of the show. Don't get about the room. We'll end this conversation, man. It's like a false alarm.
Okay.
Oh, it's possible.
False alarm.
I thought he was downstairs.
That was Lil Mayweather.
Man, stop that, man. Listen, man, don't do that, man. Get off the gas, man. This dude, he's terrible, man.
You didn't run with today, Cole. We got coming.
Man, you're terrible, man.
We
So-
got coming.
All right, you can just leave that in that I just walked off the show
No,
to
we
answer
leave
the
that
phone.
in.
It's okay. You don't have to even edit that out.
No,
You know what I
get him
mean?
walking up.
Don't
Get him
edit
walking
it
up.
out.
Get
So
him walking
listen.
up, and I got him when he on the way back. Let me know when we
So
running.
listen,
Let me know when we running.
this is the thing. We running. We ain't never stopped running, man. I just
Okay,
had
you
to
back?
take a phone call. You have to take. You know what? I ain't gonna do it with you. So this is the thing. I think, as you said, is economic education and empowerment. Most of us have very little financial literacy.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly.
I was amazed. I was teaching a financial literacy class when I was in the feds, right? And dudes, I forgot where I was starting at, but they was telling me, "Hey, Coleman, you got to come back. I ain't never had a car in my name. I ain't never had an apartment. I ain't never had a house. I ain't never had a checking account. I ain't never had a credit card."
Wow.
I'm like, damn. And it really, opened me up because I realized, like,
it exists.
One thing about people were more honest.
But I was that dude though. Never had a car in my name. Never had a cell phone in my name. Never had a crib in my name. I was that dude. I had cars. I had cribs. I had phones. But
ain't nothing in your name.
You didn't understand the power of credit. You didn't understand how to leverage
financial
credit.
literacy.
And that's a part of financial literacy that I think people don't understand.
That's probably why you was in jail.
Right. But that was one of the first things.
You say that's probably why you was in jail.
or
was it the dude that just told on you?
Well, what I mean by that is,
by the time the dude told him I should have been done doing what I was doing if I had an understanding for what money was.
Right.
Because you can think now.
Or you would use your smarts to.
Absolutely. Would have took me somewhere
else.
Because you didn't understand any other investments outside the streets at that time.
No, that's what I'm saying. If I had that knowledge, you know what I'm saying, maybe my situation would have, would have been a little bit different. Maybe I wouldn't get to that point where I get told. You see what I'm saying? Maybe I walk away.
Right.
I get it. But I think that's what happens when we don't have that financial literacy to start with.
Absolutely.
Because, it irritates me. Like, it runs me so crazy. Because I get people who, I don't smoke. I rarely have a drink. I don't do no drugs. I like to eat. Hey, I don't. But like I got a little young. He was like, man, he's at the house. He was like, man, OG, I wish I could afford this. But you just told me you spend $2,000 a day on weed. You literally can. I mean, no, $200 a day.
What does he smoke?
No, he's
what does he smoke?
No, he's telling me he's spending $6,000 a month on the best weed ever. And I'm like, well, you can afford this.
That's weed that costs.
Yeah,
he paying for the house.
Yeah, he paying for the house.
That's exactly what I told him. So that's financial literacy that you're not understanding. That's $6,000 a month, $72,000 a year, and I know he's not lying.
What happened to Reggie?
It ain't no Reggie.
Yeah, ain't no Reggie. I don't want no Reggie.
Yeah, the stuff they be smoking, I get high just being around him. You touch him and you high. I'm like, man, I can't be around you, man. But that's a part of what I'm talking about financial literacy. And I think when I go back, and it's funny because, like I say, the late 80s, early 90s, can you think about how many young millionaires you knew at the time, or dudes who had, 500,000 or a couple 100,000?
Right.
Had we had that financial literacy and understood what we could do with the money we had,
Facts.
Where could some of those guys be?
We could own the Heights because it was real cheap back then.
For sure.
Back then.
But we didn't know. We didn't know about the planning committees at that you can go to at the city of Houston to see what's coming in the next 20 years.
Right.
You have to know certain things like this, or you have to educate yourself.
So that's
what I'm saying.
So that's why education is important. That's why what me and Tony teach is important. That's why if you want to get into real estate, the foundation is wholesaling. Just like you said, Cole. If you learn wholesaling, now you're learning the basics of real estate. You're learning how to structure deals. You learn how to talk to buyers and sellers. You're learning how to negotiate. You're learning the lingo of real estate. All of that stuff gets you in the door. Now, when you want to flip a property, now you know how much this wholesaler giving it. You know you can negotiate with him. Right. He trying to put 20 on it. I can get it from him for 5, and I can go back and everything lines up when you learn.
I can make me a quick $10,000, $15,000 with no money.
Right.
Correct.
Just because I understood how to structure this deal.
Correct.
So now that I can hold on, Dre. I can structure this deal. I know how to give it to you. You can still make money. I can leave some on it. I might say I only want to make $7,000 to $8,000 just because I know your margins and I know you gonna probably flip it to him.
Yep.
So you know his margins.
Let you eat.
So everybody can eat. And you have broker chains
that's the drug game in a
that do
nutshell.
this. Huh?
That's the drug game in a nutshell.
I mean, that's the drug game in a nutshell, man.
Yep. We want to think about
that's the drug game in a nutshell.
For those who don't know, but that's really the drug game.
Yeah, I mean, it is. So you got Tony the Plug. Tony the Plug. Let's get that straight. Yeah, Tony the Plug.
I mean, the thing is you build a network also in this particular business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not negating that. Of course, I think in everything, especially within our particular culture, financial literacy literally is critically important, even more dire than it's been in the past and so forth. But the thing is, they have, obviously through our way of education and so forth, YouTube University, audiobooks and so forth, access to education is more prevalent than ever. You know what I'm saying?
Udemy?
I'm sorry?
Udemy, are you familiar with them?
Udemy? I don't.
Yeah. UDEMY. Mm-hmm. There is anything you want to know. I'm going to go ahead and plug Udemy.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got a course on there with between an hour and 3, maybe 4 hours. It's like, and this is why I think college, Okay, my daughter's about to finish.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but I just don't believe college is worth it anymore.
Yeah,
Get over
yeah.
it.
I mean,
Get over
you
it.
can get a.
It's gone. Get over it. Cut the check.
You can attend a mastermind, learn everything you need to know, start to execute, right, and with no debt, right, obviously, and make more money than you'd probably make, during a career based on whatever it is you went to school for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can you be a fellow and do this job?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
That's the
You can
beauty.
be a
Okay.
fellow, drive trucks.
Yeah, none of
what you
that
want to do, bro?
Okay.
And that's one of the things. So we
Yeah.
had a doctor on. We had Dr. Rez on
Yeah.
last week, or 2 weeks ago. And one of the things I was telling him is, I had a credit repair company, and I would see doctors who have $700,000-800,000 worth of student loans on their credit.
Crazy.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, this has to be just a passion, because when I break down what their payment is on their student loans and all of the other debt, you guys are basically making $75,000 to $125,000 a year, even though some of them are making $200,000 a year, $150,000, all the way up to $500,000. When you look at what they have to service in student loans, you're not really making any money.
Absolutely.
Right. You basically have truck drivers that are making more money than a lot of doctors.
Yep.
True.
And a lot of dentists. I've seen it.
True.
When you really do the numbers. And I'm like, wow, is this worth it?
So it goes back to mentality.
That's kind of a long-term job, though.
What's that?
That's kind of a long-term job. You invest $700,000 into a long-term career. I'm sure.
Yeah, but you're in school until you're like your late 20s, early 30s. So I mean, you've already you could have been a millionaire by then.
Well, I think
if you do it right.
Well, I think a lot of
Well, the
this,
doctor did say financial gain is not,
The goal.
Yeah, he said you have to be passionate.
Yeah, he wasn't telling the truth all the way too.
Yeah,
He be balling. You know what I mean? He be balling. I mean, I know it pretty well.
He one of your
Shout out
friends?
to Dr. Rez.
He one of your friends, right? Yeah, he be balling.
What, man?
There's nothing on that contact list, right?
In the money phone.
This dude is terrible, man.
But it comes back to mindset.
This dude is terrible, man.
I ain't did that wrong.
He's terrible,
I
man.
ain't did that wrong.
I'm
just
So what are you and Slim? Where you been with Slim, man? Like, I mean, nobody knows me. I'm not on no social media, no nothing. If you don't personally know me, you would know me.
The first thing
but now,
you said,
every time I say, I tell people I do the show with Dre. Oh, Dre from Boss Life? Yeah. They don't say Cole.
They already know
They don't
who he
know
is.
me.
because you already know him. You say every time I tell somebody, because you already know him.
And I said, man,
See,
Dre my
get
co-host,
phone
man.
up.
Dre my co-host. Oh, Dre from Boss Life? Yeah. Dre Slim partner? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Because they know Slim. I just happen to be with him.
Yeah.
You just happen to be with him.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can dig that.
Yeah.
I can dig that.
But you, on the other hand, Mr. Money Pong.
So listen, let's get back to the thing.
Yeah.
I had the money. They got me and the money. They got me and the money.
But you got the money phone back.
Well, this
See,
is
all right,
no.
no.
This is the thing.
We got company, man.
This is the good part,
We got
and
company, man.
and this is where I'm
Got
going
some
with
good
company
today, man.
When you understand real estate, you should never be broke longer than 6 months. If you really understand this, can you guys agree with
Facts.
6 months top? You should not be broke longer than 6
You can
months.
change your life.
Yeah.
Really.
Just like
Real talk.
that.
Real
If
talk.
I mean, I didn't come back wholesaling because I had other things in the pipeline. Because I understand it from the wholesaling side, I understand it from the lending side, I understand the real estate side, I understand the development side, I understand the building side. Mainly, what I like personally is to find the money, because I can always make money off of finding the money or lending the money myself.
And let me add this, just to what he's saying, because what he's saying is 100% facts. You obviously, I don't know if you were a realtor or anything, but the point is, in wholesaling, you can make a lot more money than you can make in realtor. No disrespect to realtors, but you can make a lot more money a lot faster without anyone taking any brokerage fee or anything like that. So
look, let me answer his question that was never asked, and we went all the way around.
It was never answered.
That's what
Never answered.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
He asked, "What was wholesaling? And I was like, what is it? Wholesaling is the art of getting a property under contract, okay, selling that contract, your interest in that contract to an end buyer for a fee. That's it.
Say that again. Say that again. I like the way you put that, man. Just say the whole thing again.
It's the art.
Second time. Let's go.
The art.
The art.
Wholesaling is the art of getting a property under contract, selling that contract, your interest in that contract to an end buyer, and that end buyer pay you a fee for that contract. That's wholesaling. You can wholesale a bottle of water. Right. Walmart do it. You can wholesale
drop ship. That's
Amazon.
drop shipping.
It's drop shipping. Amazon wholesale.
That's the best way that I equate wholesaling is to drop shipping.
Okay.
You don't own the product when you drop shipping, but can you get this product can I get this bottle of water for 50 cents and put it on Amazon and sell it at $1?
But you never pay for it.
And I ship it, and I got it under contract with the manufacturer. Didn't pay them $1. Now they're gonna give me this water at 58 cents or 60 cents, and I can sell it to you at $1.
They give you 2 weeks to sell it. You got to pay your invoice in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Let me say, wholesaling is basically to get you in the game. It's not the end all be all. I wouldn't recommend anyone just to have just a wholesaling career. Nothing wrong with it, but the goal is to create, get you some money in your pocket and get, hopefully you'll start to acquire properties and build generational wealth.
Okay.
Cash flow and equity is what it's about.
Cash flow and equity, that's what it's about.
That cash flow is so vital because I can tell you, I had 28 condos over in West Park condos. I think Sunset, Sunrise.
You flexing now? Look at you.
No, I'm not flexing. I had. I'm telling you, I had.
I had 28. Just casually say I had 28 condos.
I just had 28.
You know how much it take to get one condo?
So let me tell you the whole story.
28.
The dude, the guy, his dad passed away and left him to him.
See, here we go.
He had an opportunity that he needed cash money on. Actually, a technology company that he needed the money for, and he needed it immediately. So I ran title, and for those 28 condos, I only paid like $400 and some thousand.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Now this is in 2004, and I sold them in 2007, I think it was.
That's called old money.
No, but I sold them in 2007 for like right at $1 million, and it may seem like I made a good profit there. But the reality of it was they weren't all full, and I was still making about $14,000 a month passive income.
What are they worth today?
I don't even want to cry on air. It was the worst. It's probably the worst financial decision that I made because I always
you
go
wanted
back.
The money.
Right. It wasn't because I wanted the money. I was arrogant.
Okay.
And my arrogance, I remember I had this thing in place with the management company. Anything under $200 they could just do. And they just kept calling me about this was a problem. Obviously, you got 28 units, you're going to have problems. And I was so arrogant. I ain't got time for that, man. Listen, man, I'm finna sell this. I ain't got time for that. And I sat in jail in that bunk many a day saying,
wishing you'd kept.
Damn, I could have about $14,000 to $16,000 a month coming in right now.
Easy work.
I could easily be taking care of, my family. I could be doing things in a different manner, and I couldn't do that because I gave it up for a lump sum. So I think that's a part of understanding financial literacy. One of the first things that wealthy people, in order to acquire wealth, you must have passive income, because that passive income is what allows you to sleep and allows you to be patient, allows you to make better decisions.
Right.
And when you don't have that, you start to make rash decisions. You're making quicker decisions. You're jumping on different things that you shouldn't be jumping on. Yeah. And so that's one of the keys to wealth. And I've been in situations where, my emergency, an emergency on my part didn't constitute, an emergency on the other person's part. I'm thinking, hey man, I got bills to pay. You don't see this deal? Right. And they sitting back like, well, I'm gonna get with you because they have time that I don't have.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So now it's like I got to go figure something out because I can't wait on you to think about this.
Because you're playing under pressure, they playing with a cool head.
Right.
I got you. But it be like that.
And that makes a huge difference. And that's why I said the beauty of it, though, when you really learn real estate and understand, you shouldn't be broke longer than 6 months. Because at the end of the day, if everything was lost and I had to go back to wholesale some properties, that's what I would have to do.
So you a realtor and it take you 6 months to get on? I got a problem with it because I need to know what the hell you doing and not doing.
Well, you got to understand, a lot of realtors and even loan officers don't understand the business both ways. A loan officer understands it much better than a realtor because a lot of realtors don't understand the lending side. And I've never understood that because I think everybody has to understand the lending side.
Right.
First thing I want to know is how does the money circulate? How do we get to the money? Because if I understand how the money works, I understand. I know that I can make a deal work.
And that's why you feel like that's the most important part? Because y'all are like y'all in agreement with that comment.
What?
How you got to understand the money side first.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the money helps you structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know where you at in the deal.
Yeah.
If I see a deal right now and I see a deal where I can get for 60%, like we were just talking about one of your guys' houses, right? So if I looked at this house and right now he says he wants to do no more work to it, I can go in and assess and say, okay, this house is probably worth between $700 to $850. Okay, Now, if I can get that house for $400, based on where it's at, I have enough of an eye to say, okay, it's going to take about $75,000 to really put that back together. So now I'm into this house for, let's say, $400, $450. So I'm in here for $475 to $525. But I know it's worth $800, okay? 60% of $800 will be $480. That's an easy deal to pass along. But now I can probably easily put 5 or 10% on there and come out of there on with 25, 30 grand with zero skin in the game.
And the investor still has enough profit on the table to do really well. You know, so I mean, as long as the wholesaler person, you know, orchestrating the deal isn't greedy, and that's the key. That's a key to longevity in this particular business. We have so many folks trying to hit a lick every single time they do a deal, you know, which every deal can be profitable, but you don't have to be greedy and cut everybody else out or minimize everybody else's potential to make profit.
I mean, I look at it like this here. We problem solvers. That's what we do. We solve problems.
Right.
Where there's a problem and a house involved, bring it to us, let us solve. We can fix it. You got title problems, bring it to us. You got mortgage problems, bring it to us. Any type of problems you have, you got whatever the case may be, bring it to us. We can help y'all out. We can fix it. That's what we do.
There it is.
There it is.
The marketplace pays for value and pays for problem solving. If you want to make some money, solve a problem and add value. It's that simple.
Add value always. And it's about, you know, the same thing about good energy and karma. If you do, you know, good business, you keep good energy around you, you're going to attract, you know, the right people around you. You're going to have great opportunities just flow your way. And then, you know, obviously karma, it goes without saying that, you know, you put good energy out, it's going to come back to you. So, and
yeah,
that's
y'all
why
got me
you be
want to go take
successful
this
at
class.
everything.
Like, I want to be a real
You definitely need. I would really suggest that everybody takes a wholesaling class, and the reason I suggested it because real estate at one point in your life is going to be a part of your life. If you're going to,
I think I'm at that crossroad.
Right, if you're going to obtain any type of wealth, a part of that wealth is going to be real estate.
Right, facts.
Because there's so many tax, credits per se that you can use when it comes to real estate, like the 1031 exchange, which allows you, when you start to have a little bit more financial literacy, you understand that I can take the profits from this, reinvest it, and not pay any taxes on it for a certain amount of time. And so when you start to understand these different loopholes that real estate offer, I think you have to indulge in it at some point if you're going to build any wealth. Because I see a lot of you on YouTube University. I see a lot of people saying why you shouldn't buy a home and this, that, and the other. And I mean, some of those things make sense to those people. I personally disagree with it, and I will not let my phone ring anymore. I don't know what's going on.
I think we said that 2 episodes ago. Here we are.
Yeah, I know, but I meant to put it on silent and I didn't.
Money phone.
But I think that's a big part of, and like I said, when you truly understand how to, first of all, structure a deal. Structuring a real estate deal will help you all the way around, because once you understand how to structure a real estate deal, it's so similar to structuring a car deal. It's so similar to structuring a leverage buyout. It's so similar to, because you start to understand everything is about the structure, and I'm sure I can come to Tony, I could come to Rob with a deal. First thing they want to know is, where am I at in the deal, and what's the actual market value for the deal?
Okay.
Right. They don't care about, they don't love me. I'm not being funny, but it's like, okay, how do I make this deal work for me? And that's what everybody needs to know as a wholesaler. So if he's passing a deal to me and I know you're going to be the end buyer, but I may not have the same relationship with you that Rob does. So I may have to only make $2,000 or $3,000 on this deal and keep it going when he says don't be greedy. So not being greedy, I understand I made $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, pass it to him, let him make $5,000 or $10,000, and you got the deal. Because you're the end buyer, you boss life, and you got boss friends. So you're the end buyer. Yeah, he got boss money. So the end buyer ends up.
I ain't got no money for him.
You're setting a portfolio. This is a part of your portfolio, and it works within your portfolio. So you're happy about it.
Right.
And so he was happy, I was happy, he was happy, you're happy. And that's called win, 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 win. And when you have enough wins, you're going to continue to make money.
Y'all been speaking real good about this. So what does the headache come in? Because I know everything got a headache side to it. What's the headache side? Because that's the shit I like to pocket in. So what a headache side?
That's a whole system behind it.
Yeah, but the deal is finding the property.
Okay.
It's finding the property and being consistent. I mean, you can, like my little brother, he damn lucky bastard. He 2 weeks, man. He went out and got a deal, his first deal. I think it was, how much was it? 62? 52,000. On his first deal. That was like within a month. He went and found a deal that we netted like $52,000. So, those are a few far and in between, but they happen.
Right.
Our biggest deal to date, I think is 62,000. And we did that with a 19-year-old.
Right.
Like we had to split that with a 19-year-old. 19. He just got out of school. So anybody can do this business. It's just about consistency. Finding a deal is probably the biggest deal. Once you find a deal and the numbers are right, like Cole was talking about, you get it at that 60%, that 50%, man, you can hit a home run. But most of those deals that are out there right now, especially with the way housing is booming, everybody want 80%. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, but that moratorium gonna catch them in a minute.
Right. In some cases, you can make money on 80% if it's in the right neighborhood or you have the right buyer, because certain buyers, looking for longevity. You're not buying
you can
for
definitely
now.
make you can definitely make a little money. But
I want to answer your question, Dre, when you said where's the headache in it. So the headache is you're gonna have to go through probably 50 to 100 deals to find one.
Yeah,
that's where your headache is.
Finding
at.
a deal.
And this is what tires so many people out up front when it comes to wholesaling.
Yeah.
And now you'll be able to cut that down drastically when you start to get a better understanding of how the market and how everything works. You won't have to go through as many deals. These guys may have to go through 15 to 20 deals now, maybe even 10, because they can automatically look and you have an idea and say, okay, I'm not based on the zip code. Because they've done it long enough, and I've done it long enough, I can look at the zip code and kind of almost know
that's money
about what's worth, what each property is worth, just looking at the zip code.
Yep.
At least in this Houston and surrounding area.
Yep.
I'm gonna know that
Facts.
just like that.
Facts.
So it's not gonna take me as long. Whereas if you're not seasoned in this, damn. You got me sick, girl. It's your fault, man.
Got to put a mask on this I got.
Oh no, he ain't vaccinated. Are y'all vaccinated?
You know what's crazy?
Oh, y'all ain't vaccinated either, man. That's okay, man.
I'm vaccinated.
Hey, it's everybody's independent choice,
took
man.
the test, and they said I never had COVID ever, and I don't believe it, but they said I never had COVID. I really
you feel like you had COVID?
No, I don't.
Maybe you haven't had it.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't believe I had it either.
But it's surprising.
I had it
because
before.
I've been with around.
You was in the club with Slim and
yeah,
during the
when he
pandemic?
first caught it, yeah, like when he first caught it.
I remember when he got it, yeah.
Right. But I just took a little blood test. So I never had COVID.
Wow. Okay. Well, you need it.
So I don't even know how we got on this thing
don't
here.
kill
How
you,
do we get this?
Because you went to coffee?
Oh, because I went to cough.
Oh,
that's how we got to
in
it.
front of company.
So I did cough in front of company and on camera.
Right.
So don't worry, but y'all ain't gonna get it. Y'all okay right now?
Yeah, okay.
So, but
See, he ain't thinking about other folks.
no, I mean I am thinking about them. So, but listen. So it's kind of like I'll give you a perfect example how you can look at this. You and Wag was talking about clubs,
Right.
and I had no clue because y'all really in the nightlife.
Right.
Wag was here yesterday telling me about all these clubs. And I was like, okay, I have no clue. But if you tell me a zip code, I can damn near tell you what neighborhoods are there.
77088.
77088. That is your neighborhood over there in like Acres Home area.
That was a given though, because I couldn't think.
It ain't no given. Shit.
No.
I mean, I know
knew
this
where it
city.
was too.
Right.
I know this
okay,
city.
okay.
So I mean, like, and I think that's the first part that people need to, because I see people that try to look all over the country because you got all of these different apps that are available and different programs. Man, know your city. Start with your city where you can actually drive to, put your eyes on a property, take a look at that property and be able to assess that value and be able to talk to some of the neighbors, be able to pull up your MLS, and take a look and see how you're doing right there. You don't know. I don't know what the hell going on. I got a guy told me I got a great deal in D.C. I don't know nothing about D.C.
Give it to me.
That ain't for me.
Give it to me.
Give it to the professionals.
We'll find it.
These are the
There
professionals
they go.
in D.C.
Send it my way.
Hey man, what's your information where people can find y'all, man? It's been a
let
great
them know.
conversation, man.
Absolutely.
I need to follow
Mr. _ I buy houses.
Yeah, and I'm Tony B for Profits on Instagram, and like you said, a link to the book you can go to on Amazon or TonyBforProfits.com. So.
Yeah,
that's it.
So y'all got anything else before we wrap this up, man? Y'all been great guests, man.
I
you
just
guys
want
have
to
been
appreciate
extremely
y'all for coming through, man.
Definitely.
Keep doing what y'all do, man. Keep sticking with y'all purpose, man. Like I just met y'all and I got a great vibe, like you said, man.
Appreciate
like
you, boss.
something about the energy, man. Because like I said, I'm motivated to, at least want to learn more.
To elevate your game. No, that's what's up.
Question,
that's
man,
what it's
I
about.
Are you?
That's about good
Have you
energy.
got elevate? Have you come up with wanting to wear a hat yet?
You know what?
We in Texas, baby.
Hey, you got horses in your neighborhood.
You got to get a deal.
right. See what I'm saying?
His first deal. You don't get no hat till you get a deal.
Right, you get
Yeah.
yes.
You get no hat till you get a deal. You get a deal, you get a hat.
I know some
Oh,
real
man.
cowboys. So if I put the hat on, I'd be a fake cowboy.
Yeah.
Real cowboy.
They gonna call you out.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
about the money right
it's like
now.
false flagging, you know what I mean?
You trail ride?
But not yet. I've
never
been
trail
to
ride.
it.
You trail ride?
Nah, I don't.
Hey,
You
but
ain't no
look,
real cowboy. You trail ride?
Nah, I
this
used to.
rodeo, though, we got the first black tent in Texas Lounge at the cookout. The Burns barbecue, yeah, we're going to Burns tent this year, man. It's gonna be the first. So
Okay.
That's the first black tent. Are you
to
serious?
my understanding, yes.
I don't believe that.
To my understanding, yes.
I just can't believe we've been having a rodeo all this time and we ain't had no black tents out there.
Like I said.
But now I
to
done
my
walked
knowledge.
it all of this time and I ain't never seen one. But now that
Right.
I'm thinking about it, I mean,
Right.
I'm just finding it hard to believe.
So-
but I got to check on
So if
that.
I don't get a
Never
hat,
thought
so that's my
about it.
first problem. I'm about to buy me a hat soon because I got to be fresh. Just the first one.
Man, shout out to Burns Barbecue.
Shout out to Burns Barbecue, man.
I'm a Burns fan,
Burns,
even
yeah.
though I think Williams had
Legendary.
better chicken.
Man,
But-
knock it off, man.
man.
Edit, cut,
Say, man, I'm a Burns fan, man. Hey,
cut.
I'm a fan of good work. Hey,
Nah,
Travis, Terry, who had better barbecue? Burns is pretty tough. What's the Burns barbecue spot in the city?
What that's Triple J's?
Triple J's?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying. I like Burns. I don't
Triple
eat
J's
meat.
is
I don't eat
cool.
meat, by
Right
the
now?
way. So I'm not.
Oh, you
really
a
in this
vegetarian?
fight.
You talking about right now? When you talking about right now?
Right now.
Truth.
I heard that. We ain't
What
been
they-
in
Right
trouble.
now?
Right now, where
It's
you
on
at?
Washington.
On Wash.
It's on
I'm
Washington.
going to church.
Hey, look, I cook.
We can't get
Hey, I'm
that.
a barbecue man.
Hey, shout out to Truth then, because this man gave y'all a plug.
Gave y'all a
Truth
plug.
on Washington is the truth.
But I'm a fan of
According
clean
to
work.
Rob.
I'm a fan. I've heard that. I heard Troop was
look.
pretty damn good. Me, Corey, we went by Troop. We didn't get a chance to get in there because it was closed. I mean, they ran out.
Okay.
Brisket,
Yeah.
whatever
I
you
heard it was
want.
good though. I can't lie. I heard it was good.
Everything.
Oh, we a fan of good work. Now we'll go somewhere else and eat it. You know what I'm saying? But Burns, that's the
I'm
home
a
team.
Burns
That's
fan.
home base.
That's
And
the home
Burns-
team.
the one thing Burns
That's
done
the home
had,
team.
Burns done had a hell of a run. So all right, man, we're gonna wrap up. So y'all got anything else for y'all go? Y'all told the people where to find y'all at.
Yep. I just say, folks, just keep consistent in your mindset, stay progressive, continue to educate yourself. I mean, there's a plethora of opportunity out there for you to excel, you to feed your families, and you to make an impact.
Follow y'all purpose. Y'all at the top.
Man, I don't even know what to say after that, man. That was a great show, man.
man,
We
so-
can't even follow that one up, man.
Hey, it's great. Hey,
I
I'm
appreciate
Cole.
the invite.
Appreciate y'all, man.
I'm Cole.
And I'm Dre, man. Thank
And
y'all for
we
coming
out,
out.
man.
We
Peace.
out. Peace.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you, bro.
I like that. Y'all did a great job.
No, that was dope. No, I'm serious. I need to
Let's stay on bullshit, though.
A Cole, boss straight, two mother watch them out. No cap, all facts like what you talking about. Boy, listen and pay attention to what we talking about. We can show you how to make 100,000 in the drought. These niggas fraud, but I'm already used to that. Big boss man ain't coming out unless they sign a check. Travis, what's up? Nothing chillin', you know the Houston way. If it ain't about money, nigga, we ain't finna conversate.